Tomorrow we probably won't. There's a Hachnasat Sefer Torah that Rav Yochai is having, and I'm sort of invited. So I probably final notice tomorrow. Okay, so Erev Tov, we'd like to dedicate our learning of Torah to Rav Kook today, this evening, Aliyat Nishmata Shel Naomi Bat Yitzchak v'Miriam, that may her soul just go higher and higher and higher, and be with the Holy One and bring huge blessing to her family everywhere.
Amen.
And we are in a text which is part of a series that Tzvi Yehuda put together, and he put it together during the war. Kriot Gdolot, the large cries, the great cries. And these, Rav Kook shared a series of these. And this one was, what we'll do is we'll start and just go through the English as far as where we left off, and then continue back into the Hebrew. And it's really interesting because I doubt if I'm sure the name Musar, I'm not sure, but the name Musar V'Tochacha must have been added as a category for these two kriot. They're simultaneous, and he put them out. Our best estimation is still in the early 20s. And the first one is addressed to everybody. Achai ve'amai, my brothers, my people. And Hashem knows how much my heart is broken. Patsua nishbar bevepatsua. My heart is broken and wounded at the time where I have to give, he names it here, Musar v'Tochacha la'am HaKodesh. I'm about to consciously, knowingly fulfill the mitzvah of Ochiach Tochiach et Amitecha. And especially painful to be doing it to those people that are the inhabitants of our holy land, that are coming to dwell and to settle this land that has been abandoned and desolate. To the dwellers of our desolate and abandoned land, for whom there's no end to the greatness and preciousness that my soul fears for them in all the depths of its being. But what can I do? He shares with them a heart. My eseh achaya yekari, my holy, sweet brothers and sisters, all my inner parts are filled with trembling, and I no longer have the strength to hold back the pain. My soul is so wounded, my heart is melting. Oh, my precious, dear brothers and sisters, why do we not bring to heart, why don't we realize to really value the extraordinary importance of the great light that is now being shining in the revival of Israel. Why don't we succeed in arranging our ways of life here on the Holy Land in such a manner that the blessing of the redemption that we're experiencing, that the blessing of the redemption that we're experiencing and the deliverance can truly rest upon it. We can live in such a way that the redemption, the Yeshua, and the Geula will really occur. It'll be able to really
You're frozen.
But it's how we organize ourselves that it rests on. We have to organize our efforts now as the first seeds of Israel. We have to arrange in such a way that we can really have the blessing of redemption and deliverance.
Is there a difference? What's the difference between Padut and Geula?
It could be a different stage in the thing. They're pretty similar. Padut is, I don't think that Padut might be from external other people, and Geula might be internal. But he says, how long, until when, will we not feel concern for our own honor, for the honor of Israel and the honor of our Holy Land, that land now we have to really respect its holiness, and to know and to acknowledge that this isn't just another nation state, but this is the nation state of Israel. And we've got two Beit HaMikdashim, and if some of our people in our community have descended to such a low level that they don't feel this honor, and I guess they also are and that's how he ends it. That's one piece he put out. He left it as an open question. Until when? How long is it going to take before we feel concerned for our honor, the honor of Israel, the honor of the Holy Land, in the efforts that we are now doing? And that's to everybody. And now the second part of this is addressed specifically the call, and I guess these were put out simultaneously because they're on the same theme, but here he elaborates. The call Achenu HaModernim, to all our modern brothers and sisters, you modernists in the land of Israel, to the teachers, the educators, the writers, the artists, to the leaders, to the Pekidim, the people just doing the everyday stuff, to the Ovdim, the people that are the laborers, the Po'alim, the workers, the laborers, which is also specifically to, we saw those notes, that they're also specifically the whole socialist, Russian socialist mindset that they were coming with. We're going to, bring communist perfection to the world. And that's what was motivating them externally. So that's what means all the modern brothers and sisters. Achim Yekarim. First, I want to tell you how precious you are and how much I love you. Achim my precious brothers and sisters, I am compelled, I have to address you regarding things that have happened that have touched all our hearts. And this is a serious situation in which we're standing. I don't have to tell you, you know that we're here fighting for our survival. It's very much a question, She'elat HaChaim. It's a question of our lives depend on it. She'elat HaChaim Shel Ameinu. It's the question, the life question of our people who are struggling in their blood in the most lands of the diaspora. It's now standing before us in its full stature. There's our people are threatened, and the solution also stands before us and shows its place. And here it is. The solution is our greatest dream is coming true. It is none other than the solution, the Pitaron Chalomenu Agadol, our great dream, which has been three times a day we daven for it. It's like mentioned countless times. The solution, Shivat Shevutenu La'artzenu, the return of our captives, our exiles to our land. But what must we do? Ma anachnu tzrichim liot mitzadenu. What do we here in the land of Israel have to do in order to bring about the realization of this great solution? And it's obvious that there are two fundamental matters that are at the very essence of our solution. And the two are let's read it from here in Hebrew. We just read, we got a little bit further, but the Hebrew here is so beautiful, and he says it better than the English, and it carries the vision in a particular way. But he says, Vehem. What are these two things? That that Israel, the people of Israel, have to do. Ha'echad, romemut haruach. We have to elevate our spirit collectively. V'hasheni, and the second, ichud akochot. We have to unify our powers, our forces, unify all the different strengths and forces of Israel that are making up Israel. Elevation of spirit, the unification of all our forces. And the Shem Elu Shnei HaYesodot. And in order to bring about these two foundations, Anu tzrichim lahamid et tzivyon hachaim shelanu. We have to establish the character of our life, be'artzenu, in our own land, betzura kazot, in such a way, shelo tigrom kehut ruach, that will not cause disturbance, suffering, disturbance, darkening of the spirit. Vehitmo gegut I want to see this word. Vehitmogegut, nafshit. And I think it's sort of any sort of spiritual, nefesh-related collapse. The chalakim reshumim, to a measurable portion of our people. We have to do our thing in such a way that the secular atheistic communists and the Mea Sharim Hasidim have to do it together. You have to unite their forces. So therefore, we have to do it in such a way that will not cause great suffering. And here, he's obviously speaking that to the irreligious about how they have to do it in such a way that they won't freak out the super religious, so that they won't leave the enterprise or sabotage it, and all the things that happened to a large portion of the population. But we have to do it. He's telling us before we ended up doing it, but we have to do it in such a way that doesn't cause suffering inside for any part of us. The ofen kazeh, and we have to do it in such a way, shelo yista'aru sa'arot shel perud, that it's not going to cause storms of division and separation and conflict and if you look at the political culture in the Knesset in lots of places, it is sort of stormy. The different parties here and stuff. There is a stormy communication. והדעות והתפוצות הנחות לאין מרפא. For the sake of these two foundations, the elevation of our spirit and the unification of all our forces, we must shape the character of our life in our land in such a way that it will not cause spiritual or emotional disturbance, dissolution among a significant part of our people, and also in such a way that storms of ideological division and the shattering of principles beyond repair will be so much divided to a point it's not beyond repair. We have to make sure that those sort of storms will not break out. We can't let it get to that level. So this is as far as we got when we were in the first reading that was on Wednesday. So we'll just continue. Ata evaer et drishatenu hagluya shelanu. So what I'd like to do now is clarify in a revealed manner, in a clear manner, what is our drisha, what I'm asking of you, ma'ani doresh, and drisha is even stronger than asking. It's a type of, this is what I'm nidoresh mimcha. It's a type of demanding of it for the sake of our survival. It's almost like the commander, and he is speaking as the spiritual commander of Israel, and at this point also the physical. There wasn't, there wasn't anybody that had more impact even on the what was happening physically, because of how the British mandate saw Rav Kook. So I want to explain what is our drishat to you, achim nechbadim, honorable brothers and sisters. Hineni begaon. I can certainly greatly ro'eh, I see, et mesirutchem ha'ne'emana, your very faithful dedication, l'tchiyat ha'umma, to the revival of the nation. Hineni mechabed tamid et hameret shelachem. I am always honoring your merits, your strength. That's what the Chiloni party in the Knesset, right? Isn't that part of merits? That's part of their platform. So, but I really honor the courage, the strength, livnot velif'ol, that to build and to act, litzor, to create, l'sader, to organize. Be'erchei chayenu be'eretz Yisrael. I always honor your energy to build, to act, to create, and organize. Be'erchei chayenu be'eretz Yisrael, and all the matters to do with our life in the land of Israel, ben mevuanam achomri, ben bemuvanam aruchani. That you're doing everything that we need to be able to live here in the land of Israel, both in material and the spiritual sense. Aval, but, kol hakavod hazeh, all this honor that I have and I feel to you, lo yuchal lechasot, cannot simply cover up al hamigra'a hayechida, on the one shortcoming, garua, something garua, serious in a bad way. There's another word to translate garua in English. It's just not, but it's something really bad. The singular bad thing, shehi kezvuv met hamevi shemen rokeach, that its impact is like a dead fly that spoils the perfumer's oil.
Is garua like disgusting, maybe?
The which?
Is garua something like disgusting? Not so strong, is it?
Giraon, it's a lacking. It's in a way, if there's a giraon, it's used for us. That's the word for financial debt. Like the country.
I'm talking about the word garua.
Well, it is the word garua.
Oh, I
so
see.
how do you? It depends, I guess, how you hear the word. There's something really. Something that's really damaging. It implies that it has a really bad effect. Just like a fly can ruin the whole batch.
Right.
Vehu, and this thing that is like this fly, now he's going to tell them what it is. So he tells them what the impact of it is in a way that everybody can relate to. And now he says, what is it that is like this? Rather than just accusing them, he's describing the confluence. Vehu, this is hayachas hamadiv, the painful, the relationship shel chelek gadol michem, of a large portion of you, leklaliyut hadat, to the entire religion, attitude a large part of you have towards our whole religion and its great symbols. And now he goes emotional. Oi, achim, ma atem osim? What are you doing? Hichaber ish et maaseh. Very own hands. In your doing this, you're destroying that which you're creating, which is the rebirth of Israel on all these levels. But by doing it in such a way that you alienate the old school, well, you're destroying what you want to be doing. Should a person destroy the work of his own hands? Ha iabed am et goralo befoal kapav. Should a nation lose? It could also be destroy its own destiny through its own hands. Are we going to do this in such a way that we're going to break it all down ourselves? Noah hadavar ve'ayom. Awful, terrible is this matter. Terrible and dreadful. Drives it home the how serious it is, and that they need to realize this. Ani mekaveh sheyesh bachem. I hope that you have, achai, my brothers and sisters, dai kanut lev, enough sincerity of heart, kedei lehodot al ha'emet, to admit, acknowledge this truth. Velo rak lehodot be'imra kala, and not just acknowledge it with an easy statement, some nice motto. Yes, we'll change our motto or something, but just give it lip service. Don't just give it lip service. Ela lashuv veletaken et advarim harusim. We need to sit and return and fix the broken matters, the broken things, al pi midat ha'emet v'chovat hatzedek ha'klalit shelanu. These, not merely acknowledge it with an easy statement, but to return and repair those things that have been ruined according to the measure of truth and our general duty of justice. That we have to realize that the truth is that Israel is a spiritual identity. What makes the land of Israel is the fact that the God of Israel and the covenant of Israel, and that's the truth of our existence. And that's the tzedek haklalit, our general right to this is because of this. This is where we have our righteousness to, this is our land. Which, it's amazing today how that's being, and part of the reason they use as the there are Israelis or Jews that think this way, and that, so it ends up being used against us as well. But this is the basis of our right to be doing what we're doing here, and even though it's going to take difficult things and all that, but this is the whole basis of what we're doing. And please, let's acknowledge this. Madua, achim. Why? Brothers and sisters, כשאתם מדברים על דבר כל סגולות, אתם מדברים על דבר כל סגולות עמנו, when you speak on all the special treasures of our nation, להוקיר אותם, to recognize them, לכבד אותם and honor them, when you speak about all these things about Israel, שוכחים אתם את מגילת המגילות. Well, this might have been around the Purim thing. It could have been maybe they tore up, maybe it could have been a Purim event that they ruined or something. You forget the scroll of scrolls. All the wonderful thing. The Torah is at our very core. When you speak of all the treasures of our people to honor and respect them, you forget the scroll of scrolls. Et me'ir, et me'or HaTorah, the illumination, the radiance of the light, the ometz ha'emunah, and the great strength and courage of the ometz of our emunah, et yesod hadat, the foundation, the religious foundation, foundation of the religion, ve'et mesorotea hagdolot, and its very great traditions. All they must have been, disrespectful at a Megillah reading, perhaps, or it's hard to say specifically. But he's saying how you're not respecting this part when you're saying all the I guess they're quoting Isaiah, no more war and all those idealistic stuff. They're like, look at the Jewish tradition of freedom and so on, and yet these parts you're really disrespectful to. So the foundations of religion and its great traditions, she'anachnu yanaknu, that we drew from, ve'yonkim adayin, and we're still drawing from. This is where we're getting our energy from. Ve'atidim linok mihem, and we're going to continue in the future to be drawing from them. Leshed chaim ve'koach kiyum, will be drawing from it. The very leshed is such an interesting word. It means basically the life sap. It's a liquid. Leshed, it's sort of the sap. It's the sap. It's the sap of our life. The koach hakiyum. This religion, its great traditions, we have been suckling from, and we're still suckling from, and we're destined to draw the nourishment of life and the nourishment of life, leshed chaim, the koach kiyum, and the very power of our existence. If spark doesn't carry koach, is more than spark, and the very power of our existence. מדוע לפעמים אתם מדברים על דבר גדולת הערך של קודשי עמנו? Why do you sometimes speak on the greatness of the sacred, דבר גדולת הערך של קודשי עמנו, the great value of the sacred things of our people? I guess the ancient ruins and old Torahs and that sort of objects. So when you speak of objects, you speak of great value, I think, of the objects. ואת הקדושים העיקריים, but the essential holy ones, which is החיים והמתוהים, that are in our life and in the very essence of our life, אתם רומסים ברגליכם, you're trampling them underfoot, בשאת נפש, with disdain. The primary living, I guess it's referring to the people, to the religious Jews who are carrying this kedusha in their life and fully and all that. You're disdaining them. Madua ein atem samim elev. Why don't you notice? Why don't you take to heart? Ki lo yesh lanu kfira leumit. We do not have national. Kfira is denial, disbelief. About nationalism, I guess, kfira leumit, that we're not deniers of the importance of the nation and nationalism, but what we have, rak Torah leumit ve'emunah leumit. But what we do have is our leumiyut is connected to, we have Torah leumit, a national Torah, emunah leumit, an emunah that's connected to our nation, national Torah, a national faith, dat leumit. We have a national religion. The religion of the Torah is a religion of the nation Israel. Umasoret leumit, and we have a whole national tradition. Shekol hamezalzel bahen, that anybody who disdains and doesn't just makes light of them. Oh no, that's not thing. Sofohu, it's missing the word in the Hebrew here, sofo. What's going to happen is shenotel et chayav min ha'olam ha'Israeli. That person who denies those, or doesn't recognize that there is a Torah of the nation, an emunah of Torah and emunah, dat and masoret, that person, notel et chayav min ha'olam ha'Israeli, they're removing themselves from the Israelite world. What they're doing is something else. This isn't an Israelite nationalism. Whoever belittles them removes his own life from the world of Israel. You're copying whatever. Ve notel im ze chelek min ha'chaim ha'leumiyim shelanu. And in doing this, they also they lessen, make less some aspect of our national life, ume'abdo min ha'olam, and causing it to be lost, destroyed from the world. You're ending up destroying the energy, the life force of Israel. If you deny that aspect of what le'umiyut, what it means in for Israel to be a le'um. all right, so here, he gave me a different, I got the translation here in these boxes. I'm not sure what I push and stuff, but it works quite well. Except in this case, you'll see, the Hebrew's on the left. It would be better if the Hebrew was on the right, but we can handle that. So he continues. Oh, this is what we just read. Now we're going to go, I just read it. Oi, brothers, what are you doing? You should destroy the work of your own hands. A nation lose its destiny by the actions of its own hands. This matter is awful, awesome, dreadful. I hope that that you have enough courage of heart to admit the truth, and not just admit it with a casual statement, but really return to repair the destroyed lives according to the measure of truth and our general duty of justice. Why, when you speak of all the virtues of our nation, to cherish them and honor them, you forget the virtue of virtues, the light of the Torah, the courage of faith, the foundation of our religion and its great tradition, from which we were nursed and we are nursing, and we're destined to nurse the marrow of life and the power of existence. Why do you speak of the great value of our nation's holy things? And yet those primary holy things that are present and living, the holy Jews in Meir Sharim, you're trampling with your own feet with contempt. Why do you not take the heart that we have no such thing as national apostasy, only national Torah, national faith, national religion, national tradition, and anyone who mocks them, all these aspects of our nation, is one who removes his own life from the world of Israel. You're separating yourself from Israel. And in doing this, takes a part of our national life and destroys it from the world, loses it from the world. Here this is the new part in Hebrew.
Hey, Rabbi,
yeah.
if I could just interject, I don't think he's necessarily talking about the people. I think he's saying that they honor, King Solomon's temple and Masada and all these things, but they're not honoring the living religion of the people, like Shabbat and Kashrut and stuff like that. I think he's talking about the living practices of it, the not necessarily the people. That's what I think he's saying.
Well, yeah, I think ultimately the result of it is that we will create a project in which Shabbat and Kashrut is all, in that sense, yeah, to honor those things. But I guess he's saying we're not honoring the people for whom this is so important that they can't participate in this unless this is the way it is. So it's
Right.
so
I guess
you
they
know.
kind of, yeah, that's true.
So all right, so איני יכול להעריך בדבר הזה האוכל I cannot elaborate. I can't go on long about this matter that is consuming me to the very depths of my soul. מתמוגגים אנו מצער וכאב היום. We are melting from sorrow, terrible pain. לא הן אפילו ההערות אשר ממחנכם הקולטורי יצאו. Even the remarks, they were not helpful. The remarks that came from your cultural educators are of no use. That's a little harsh for that. Lo me'ilot. They were not helpful. So I guess it's in response to something that they did that really disturbed the religious people, or something really outrageous. And And then people said stuff. מה אתם עושים? These, no, he said right here, ואתם, מה אתם עושים? What, look, what are you doing? הפעילו, this should be the word, הפעילו לפחות דברי הרועים המודרניים להורות לכם דרך של אחריות בחיים. Have the ways of your modern shepherds at least taught you the way of taking responsibility, a path of responsibility in life? With the words of your modern shepherds, have they been helpful to show you a path of responsibility? של אחריות, של you and your particular group. This is the entire nation's existence now requires all of us to find a way to do it that doesn't alienate any part of us. And he's saying, why isn't that value of responsibility for the overall part of your value system? All you modern Jews. So it's the way you're doing is showing responsibility for the nation's existence, responsibility for fortifying the situation in our state of crisis. המצב במעדנו המשפרי, which is also, while it's in a state of crisis, והמלא עם זה תקוות גדולות, but it's also a time of great hopes. של חיים ולידת עם. We're coming to life and we're giving birth to a nation. אל בונותו של החינוך יצאו כבר לרשות הרבים. The insults, the elbows are the insults, but the shame of this education that you sort of created in the way you're doing things has already gone out. It's gone out. It's affected. It's in the Reshut Rabim. Lots of people are think this way and act this way, and you've created a whole. Because you speak, a whole different population in many ways. Ha'im lo ba'a hasha. But has not the hour come, sheto'omar mitzidchem, that you should say from your side, achim, gam mitzidchem, also from your side, eze imra shel vidui, some word of vidui, yes, I did this wrong, confession, shel omnam anachnu chatanu, of admitting that, yes, we have, this is something that we have sinned. Hatov asitam, have what you have done, has it been good? V'hatov ta'asu, and you think you will do good, im atem bozezim, if you are plundering, and bozez is, yes, it's sort of like, it's a type of destruction. Bozezim et otzrot hakodesh shelanu. If you're, see, plunder is not much a physical word. He's saying it's an attitude. it's a type of attitude that you're carrying. That's the bozez. And if you look up the word bozez, it's a type of really negative attitude. And he buys it like that. So you think that you're doing any good by your this disdainful relationship with all our holy treasures? Et libotehem הטהורות של בנינו ובנותינו. And you think you're doing any good by, to the pure hearts, the pure hearts of our sons and daughters, ותתכם לפניהם חינוך כזה, by giving them an education, שאין בו אמונה, there's no emunah, not teaching them anything about the emunah of Israel. That, nothing of the religion, mesoret, of the tradition, the chodesh or holiness, which is purely secular Western reality. That's the education you're giving them. Hasamtem elibchem, have you taken to your own heart? Eze sgulot atem me'abdim, what very special treasures, virtues, that's skula, it's everything that is Israel, is am skula. What is that? All the things that are uniquely Israel. Atem me'abdim, that you're losing, you're losing. Behashlila hagdola hazot, in this great negation of that whole part of Israel. Ha'tomru, will you say, ki hakfira ha-Europit, that the European heresy, the European, that whole mindset, tibaneh et ruach amenu, that will build the spirit of our people, of our nation, v'tichayehu, and to revive it and bring it to life, bimkom ha'emunah ha'Israelit, in place, that will replace the Israelite emunah. One more line and we end here. We'll finish it tomorrow or the next time we think. But here he says, Ha ein kvar dai. Isn't it already enough? Lashuv mihata'ut hamara azot. Has not, for the time come to return from this bitter mistake? Is not the time come now to? And the shorter answer is, I mean, it's much larger than just this, but so I really want to bless us. We have to, that we could able to, in the revival of Israel, and it's, we need to do it with the fullest integration of, this is the continuance of the Israelite journey, which is the covenant with the Creator and the land and the Taryag mitzvot, as it's really a holy covenant, and it's a huge blessing. And we see more and more how important it is, given the state of the world. So may we be blessed to be able to really bring forth the full material and spiritual teachings of Israel for ourselves and into the world, and really transform, return everything to its origin, Be'olam Hatov. And may our Tzva Israel win every single battle, and all the wounded be healed, the mourners be comforted, and the holy souls bring the great transformation immediately. V'nomar.
Amen, amen.
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 Yeah, boy. So it's and I don't know if I have a sense of what sort of response there was to this, or who responded, or if and what. But it's certainly reaching for their souls and their minds in their sort of most mature. All right. So feel free to talk about anything. It doesn't have to be this, but if Rabbi Joe's here, feel free to tell us what we need to know about the next 24 hours of Israel.
I think all systems go. We're ready to go. We just need the word.
Oh yeah, it's on that. But we're waiting for the Americans.
No, I don't think that anything's going to happen with the negotiation. As a matter of fact, there's enough evidence to suggest that they're way ahead of schedule that we didn't even know about. So if they're thinking about preventing a nuclear Iran, they may have already missed the boat.
Ooh.
So we're ready to go in terms of taking out their nuclear infrastructure?
I tend to think that it'll be a limited, decisive strike. Incisive, it will be, it will be on military targets, tit for tat, in such way as that they have a chance to get off their high horse. Trump has a chance to do his thing, and we'll just sit and watch it. Hopefully the Israelis will just knock out the Syrian proxies, the Houthis and the Hezbollah, and let the Americans do the rest of it. L'chaim.
Hi.
Please, God. Success.
Well, Modi, the Indian Prime Minister is coming on Wednesday
Yeah,
To
that's really big
England?
news.
to
Yes, big news.
to Israel. So that's a big deal.
It's a big
Oh.
deal because they're going to announce a free trade zone with India.
Oh,
With
Good.
the biggest
That
country
will-
with the biggest population in the world. I mean, that's really something big.
Exactly. That should have happened 10 years ago. It will benefit. It'll benefit both parties.
wow.
It'll mean a lot for Israel's economy.
And also
That's
on
great.
the military side,
Yes, there are
strong
largest,
military alliance with India would not go amiss.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think that there's a whole conversation about reviving the Lavi, which was an attack
Oh, really?
jet, but it lacked a probable engine.
I remember, but this is an opportunity for Israel to be self-sufficient militarily, isn't it? And get to not rely on Uncle Sam so much.
Because we have the technology, which everybody wants, we cannot capitalize a factory to build, from ground up jets. Somebody else has to build the body, but the main technology would be Israeli. We also don't have engines. They use Whitney Pratt engines, and we still have to get it from elsewhere. So, but if they come up with a defense pack with the Indians, it's to put Israel in a very good position.
Yeah.
Because India is a major purchaser of Israeli military goods. And also they constitute one of the strongest world economies. They have a lot to offer to us.
Going for a boat ride.
So that would mean that Israel could do more domestic manufacturing.
Charlotte. Wait a minute. Bring yourself
Importing chapati.
Sorry?
I said they'd be importing a lot of chapati.
And eat something before you go to the bathroom.
Can't hear. Oh, well, Joe, I was gonna say, so that would mean that Israel could open factories. They could have more domestic manufacturing because they could sell it to India, basically.
Look, we need to have an amicable divorce from the American military complex.
Right.
Israel needs to be self-sufficient in terms of munitions. They don't do that now. They cannot do that now.
Yeah.
And resupplying of parts for planes and so forth. But we need to have our own attack jet. Otherwise, we'll be dependent on the Americans.
Exactly.
So this is not an aggressive move. It's just a move to strive towards independence economically from the military needs. Of course, America resisted that all along. America did not want any interference with another competing jet that has the same kind of electronics that their best-selling fighters have manufactured in Israel. So America does not want Israel's to go independently on these jets, but we need to do that for our own self-preservation. We cannot be in a position of where comes along somebody like the previous president and says, we're not going to provide you munitions until you.
That's right. That was the lesson. That's what Biden was trying to do.
Not trying. He withheld it for a good month.
Yeah.
Cost a lot of lives. Prolonged the war. Wait till the analysis comes in. The war was prolonged by the American president. Regretfully.
Yeah, we can't be relying on Meyer Lansky to give us Gatling guns anymore.
No, Meyer Lansky, no.
Yeah.
But it's a good
So
story.
It'd be interesting to see if Modi goes to the cartel.
If what?
If Modi goes to the cartel, maybe he converts around about a few 100 million Indians.
The lines of cooperations are so vast as it is that this is really icing. Whatever he brings to the table now at this juncture,
yeah,
the plus value is that it includes a defense cooperation, and that's a major thing because Israel will provide the intelligence and the hardware. India is besieged by the Pakis. They want them. They have the same problem with Muslims as we do.
Right.
Yeah. So they're talking about a mutual defense pact.
Exactly. Together with Japan and let's see who else would be a good valued. Japan, India, Israel.
Wow.
Azerbaijan. get a coalition going there.
It'd be
And they don't
NATO.
carry any of the Christian or Muslim stuff towards Israel.
Absolutely.
What's that?
They don't carry the Christian or Muslim history with Israel.
Well, the Azerbaijanis, they're what threatens them the most is radical Islam,
Yeah.
because it's a moderate Islamic, republic that depends on Western values and Western economic alliances. So for them to have a defense pact with Israel is really a big move.
Wow.
This is great news.
It is. I mean, I mentioned, 60% of the world live in Asia.
Exactly.
That's it really, that we should be focusing on that. I mean, we just got some peace deal with Kazakhstan. Have you seen how big Kazakhstan is? It's enormous. It's
Yes.
it's absolutely enormous, and this is a great country to be allied with. And they're a Muslim country.
My dad used to work in Kazakhstan because he
really?
worked for Chevron Corporation, and they had huge oil. They have huge oil resources in Kazakhstan.
So it's terrific that they're friendly with Israel.
They depend on Israel.
Really?
More, yes, for defense.
Yeah, I mean, if we had a mutual defense pact, if we had a mutual defense pact with India, that would strengthen our defenses a lot. A lot of countries would definitely think 3 times about messing with Israel.
Yay! I'm glad to hear this. Good.
Right.
I've been thinking of creating some sort of I don't know, some sort of an organization that's linking Indians and Israelis, and I've been thinking about calling it Eye to Eye. Israel to India, and we can see eye to eye. I think it's very important. I'm in touch with the Jewish community in Mumbai. I have been for a long time, and what do they call the B'nai Israel? I think they call themselves.
Yeah.
And they're terrific. They've got their own Jewish school there.
Well, you should know that the Israel-India Trade Association, several years ago, I was at a dinner party in Mumbai where the trade association was featured, and I asked the former minister, Israeli Minister Shetrit, what's it all about? Is it high tech? Because he said, there's $12 billion of trade. I said, well, what is it? He says, no, it's low tech. It's very much low tech. He said it's agribusiness, it's drip irrigation, but they were hoping to double that amount back then. So that was a trade association.
Right. Interesting. Also clothing, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Is
think
India
very good.
Good.
Madai is no stranger to Israel. You'll see he'll receive a yeoman's reception here.
Good.
And he's loved by Israelis. Love the Indian government. They love Indians, and Israel also is very well. I mean, wherever I went in India, at the minute I said I was from Israel, the red carpet rolled out. It was amazing. If there's a place where we're respected, it's in India.
Right.
I don't know about love, but respect.
Also, at least in East Africa, they love Israel. That's a place.
Yeah.
Where do we get our metal from? Like, is
Metal?
that from the U.S.? Metal, steel, aluminum, is that from the U.S.?
Well, I know we get our fuel from, but the metal, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Because I mean,
King Solomon, the
that's
King
not a resource,
Solomon, and the
resource that
King
Israel
Solomon
has.
mines
Yeah,
in the Negev.
it's probably from the U.S. I was just
So
thinking about
anyway, we should all
domestic
sleep well,
manufacturing.
but
Yeah.
don't be surprised if you wake up tomorrow morning or or Tuesday morning and they've hit. They will knock out. They will knock out the proxies and some of the military works, and they'll help the revolution to some degree. And they'll avoid civilian targets for obvious reasons. But they will hit hard, and any boats out there in the ocean, they're gonna get smashed. They'll be the first to go. The boats will go. In the first 30 minutes, they'll take out the entire Navy. That's guaranteed.
Wow.
And then I don't think
Oh,
any of their planes will take off. Because all the planes that are coming in are they're beyond their capacity to identify them. They're stealth. They're stealth bombers.
What about their ballistic missiles though?
Their missile capacity.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know if you saw a detachment of helicopters, the C-47. The helicopters came in, they landed. They came in from, I don't know, from the UK.
Yeah.
They landed somewhere in Jordan. What the hell do they want with helicopters? They're not going to put boots on the ground. Well, the helicopters are drone poppers.
Right.
They have guns to take out. They've got directed guns that'll take out all the drones that come our way and the missiles.
Rabbi Joe, last question. So, is that is that going to be you think it's going to be a unilateral strike, or do you think the U.S. will be involved in the initial?
I look. There's no way that we can avoid it. The Houthis are poised to strike us with missiles. So that's already engagement.
Mhm.
The Hezbollah for the last week has attempted to move large number of missiles close to the border, and every night there are really hard battles that Israel's fighting in order to eliminate both the handlers of the missiles and the Hezbollah missiles. So Israel will have to engage the Hezbollah, the Houthis, and all those Iraqi, revolutionary guards that are there, and in Syria, they'll have to take them out. That's all there's to it.
Do you think that first it'll be Israel a unilateral against the proxies, and then if it really gets to Iran, it'll
I
be
think it'll have to be because they pose a lot of danger. They're capable of making some serious damage. They're firing
okay.
from places that we haven't reached yet, but we will and we can. So I'm not worried, but chas v'chalila, any kind of a missile that manages to get past our defense screen is potentially disastrous because these are ballistic missiles. They're supersonics, and they do a lot of damage. They carry a big payload, and they're accurate. They can be adjusted also. They're not like the other crap they shot at us that cannot be redirected once they're fired. These can be, accurately adjusted, and we'll have to deal with the consequences. So you know, we'll plan on the Americans to take out the missiles that they know about, and then we'll have to defend those that they didn't know about. But everyone is saying, I mean, everybody's saying, everybody who has any kind of say in this when and how on the American side has pretty much said that they are not depending on anything of consequence coming out of the negotiation. They know the ploy. They know the game book, and they know exactly that they cannot be trusted, and so they'll take it to them.
Yeah.
Mm.
We still need to pray hard for
We need to pray hard because
always, especially now. You know, we shouldn't underestimate them. They're a powerful country, Iran.
they're in decline, and now is the time to help them along. But you know, as you and I were saying the other day, Chas v'chalila, some Meshugana jumps the gun and triggers it. I don't put it beyond them if they had their backs to the wall. These mullahs, they may go for some dirty bomb that they've got.
Yeah,
in their
exactly.
arsenal. So that's the danger of rogue states. They don't play by anyone else's rules.
Right.
So it'll have to be hard and fast, whatever we do.
May Hashem give complete victory of the
Amen.
righteous
Amen.
over
Sheni
evil.
Yeah.
Amen.
And protect.
We will yet make
Amen.
l'chaim. We will yet make l'chaim, guys.
Mhm.
Bezrat Hashem. All right, everybody have a good evening.
All
Sleep
right, so
well.
tomorrow I'll leave a message, but it probably will not have a shiur.
Okay, and that goes for Sefer Yetzirah as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that because of the war or?
No, Rav Yochai is having a Hachnasat Sefer Torah in Givat Shaul in his new shul Beis Medrash. So.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
What's Rav Kook doing for Purim?
We're going to do the Megillah reading at the night, probably not the morning, but the night Megillah reading we'll do.
Shavua
Yeah,
Tov.
let's pray for now.
All right, so thank you so much for being you. L'chaim, l'chaim Yerushalayim.
L'chaim Yerushalayim.
Hey, everybody.
L'chaim.
Wait 1 second. Texting and
Say
driving
hello
last
to
night and I
Elias.
got into it. I was texting and driving last night. I got into an accident. Don't text and drive. I think it was a big blessing for my father. It was on his birthday, Alav Shalom. And he always told me more pay attention. So I was fine, but I hit a curb. So just everybody be very attentive. There's a lot of distractions in the world. And I got into bad habit of texting and driving. So don't text and drive.
Thank God you're okay.
Yeah. The vehicle's total. Thank you.
Take care.